I failed. It's 10 times more of a man than someone said what if. Because what if never went to the arena. When you guys find a fear, that fear will either create you or destroy you. I love fear, and the reason why, behind every fear is a person you want to be.
Spartan, mark my words. You will never achieve greatness if you don't conquer your fears. You'll remain a loser forever. Fear has one job: to prevent you from pursuing anything that's worthy. If something is worth achieving, then fear is there to stop you and make sure it doesn't happen. Ask yourself this question: why are you afraid? Why do you stay in your comfort zone? What prevents you to take bold actions? Why the fuck do you hesitate? It's not your fault, because growing up, no one ever taught you how to be fearless. But today, you will no longer have an excuse, because by the end of this video, you will learn how to be fearless with 5 rules. To thrive under pressure and be confident in your ability to accomplish your goals and feel that glorious sense of accomplishment. Before we begin, I want you to remember the story of the turtle and the rabbit. The arrogant rabbit challenged the turtle to a race, thinking he was going to win because of how slow the turtle was. But the rabbit was wrong. Even though the turtle was slow, he accepted to race. Even though the rabbit was 10 times faster than the turtle, at no point did he feel pressured to rush or be in a hurry, because he was confident in his ability that steady and poise always wins the fucking race. Rule number 1, embrace your death. For 33 years, Steve Jobs stood in front of the mirror every morning and asked himself a powerful, life-changing question. If today were the last day of my life, would I do the things I am going to do today? If the answer is no, then something needs to change. This question allowed Steve Jobs to be fearless and never allow anyone to have authority or control over him. Steve was never defined by the status quo and gave no fucks what other people thought. 50 Cent's book, The 50th Law, summarizes what I just mentioned perfectly. When the fear of death is gone, nothing can bother you and nobody can stop you. Remember this powerful message from the French General Napoleon: death is nothing, but to live defeated is to die every day. In other words, it is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Follow Steve Jobs' example and ask yourself that same question every morning. After 30 days, you will begin to feel a power you never had before. It will change your perspective, because now you will be extremely selective with your attention and the activities you do. Rule number 2, no fucks given. You will never truly do great things if you seek the validation of others or care what they think. No one has your ultimate best interest except you. Go purchase the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, by the master himself, Mark Manson. You will learn how to achieve the 5 levels of not giving a damn and be fearless. To summarize the book, all you have to do is take bold fucking actions. Like the Nike slogan, just do it. Action, action. That's all it takes, because action is the antidote to procrastination, hesitation, and fear. Rule number 3, Dichotomy of Control. One thing you need to realize is that losers enjoy being the victim, have excuses, and blame other people for what happens to them. A winner, on the other hand, takes 100% responsibility for their life, because they know that they have the power of choice and all the pressure is on themselves. Remember this powerful message from Jesus Christ: let the dead bury the dead. In other words, focus on what's under your control. Once you realize you have no control over anyone or anything but yourself, you gain tremendous power and independence. For example, let's say your house or apartment burns down right after watching this video. What are you going to do? Are you going to cry about it? Are you going to play the why me victim and blame the whole world? No. Instead, you accept what happens and you move on. You take control of the situation and you ask yourself, what can I do now? I can call a friend or family member to stay at their place, or go to a fucking shelter until you find another place to live. Be happy that you're still alive with a job. If you don't have one, then what the fuck are you waiting for? As the legendary Bob Proctor taught us, focus on what's under your control by knowing you have the power to respond. Losers and people who fail react. Winners practice and choose to respond so they always remain in control. All you have to do is ask yourself what's within your control and begin to reflect all the times you reacted instead of responding. Then decide how you will respond the next time something similar happens.
Okay, come on, Jimmy, think. What would Joe do?
Rule number 4, the ultimate challenge. The owner of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, realized that no matter how rich or successful he became, it's always day one. In other words, life is a challenge you must overcome or risk remaining a fucking loser forever. Abraham, a man from the Bible, had his faith tested every single day, until one day he was fed up and asked God, how many times does he has to prove himself? The answer is every fucking day. Just because you had faith yesterday doesn't give you a free pass or prove you still have faith today. Musicians know damn well you are only as good as your last music album. Actors know you are only as good as your last movie. People highly doubted if the immortal Michael Jordan could win another NBA championship after retiring to play baseball. No one ever retired and came back a winner. But Michael Jordan proved them wrong and challenged himself to win another 3 NBA championships. Tom Brady won 7 fucking Superbowls, and each year they doubted him. At each Olympic game, people always asked the same question: can Michael Phelps win another gold medal? He proved himself by winning 23. Every year, Serena Williams, the legendary American tennis player, had to prove she was capable of winning. People highly doubted if she could still win, especially as she got older. It's just not possible. Look up her Grand Slam record. It's impressive. When you watch the movie Mission Impossible, it always begins with a question. Your mission, should you choose to accept it? And then Tom Cruise has to decide yes or no. Once you realize you have to prove yourself and be tested every day, you begin to charge forward like a fucking rhino and accept life's challenges.
Man, we police officers, we work in a very dangerous case and we need some clothes.
Yes, there are a lot of men chasing us.
Well, they should be. Listen, you have nothing to worry about, okay? Because I'm going to turn you two into the belle of the ball.
Rule number 5, unfazed. To be unfazed or fearless, 2 things must happen. 1, you must give no fucks what other people think. This frees you to take action in any direction you want. 2, you must kill the impulse and fear to hesitate with action. You simply have to do it. There is no other way. To give you an example, here's the story of the fox and the lion. A fox had never seen a lion before. When he encountered one for the first time, he was so terrified that he almost died because he was afraid. The next time the fox met the lion, he was still afraid, but he managed to control his fear a little better. By the 3rd time he encountered the lion, the fox had grown so accustomed to the lion's presence that he boldly approached and began to chat with him as if they already knew each other. The moral of the story is that familiarity can reduce fear. What initially seems terrifying can become less intimidating over time as one becomes more familiar with it. In other words, constantly exposing yourself will reduce the feeling of fear. Another powerful example is the story of David and Goliath. All of Israel's soldiers did not have the guts to face the intimidating man of war known as Goliath. One day, a shepherd boy named David arrived at the battlefield to deliver supplies to his brothers who were in King Saul's army. David didn't know that for 40 days the Philistine came forward every morning and evening, with Goliath challenging the Israelites to send out a champion to fight him in single combat, mocking and defying the armies of Israel and their God. This made David upset, because not one soldier had the guts to step forward and fight. David decided to confront Goliath and defeat him, to prove anyone with faith is blessed by God. After David struck Goliath on the forehead with a stone from his slingshot, Goliath fell face down to the ground. David then ran over to the fallen giant and cut off Goliath's head using his own sword, securing victory for Israel. Remember Joseph Campbell's message: the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Practice being poised every day. Practice being calm, cool, and in control, and you will be fearless under any situation. So my fellow Spartan, do yourself a favor. Rewatch this fucking video and take notes until you learn to become a lion, mighty among beasts, who retreats before nothing. Remember, stay unfazed, keep moving forward, and one day you'll reach your goals and emerge a fucking winner. Before you go, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, because if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. Now go, command, conquer, and I'll see you in the next video.